Need to shave, please.
Oh, hey. Do you know why Tigger smells so bad? It's because he's always playing with poo.
He's the world's greatest Chad!
Yeah, yeah, yeah!
He's not bad!
No, no, no!
He's gonna take
A great big bite!
wandering aimlessly
Through life!
He's the world's greatest Chad!
Yeah!
Hello everybody, my name is Chad. I'm not the world's greatest Chad, that's just the name of my heavily embellished video diaries. I don't have a solid plan for this episode, but we're going to start off by making breakfast for Roxanne, and then take it from there.
I'm making breakfast for Roxanne. She's my girl and I'm her man, and I don't want to be a jerk. While I stay home, she goes to work.
Like that?
Yes, thank you.
So instead of having you watch me eat, I'd like to quickly reflect on all the things we've done in past videos, kind of to make up for the fact that this might be a video about nothing. We saw an inflatable art show, the Three Sisters Sanctuary, we went to that antique truck show, we saw a Salvador Dali exhibit, and turned our car into a vulture for the boombox parade. We found a random field full of rocking horses and wandered around the D. Cordova sculpture grounds. We've been to Mystic Seaport, a bamboo forest, the Pez factory, and a creepy brain tumor museum. We went to the Foo Fest in Providence that featured art, music, wrestling, all kinds of crazy stuff. We also went to Portland, Maine, the Stafford Art Factory, Park Hill Orchard, the Aldrich Contemporary Art Museum, Mass Mocha, Wild Bill's Emporium, the NASCAR track, Cultural Chaos Festival, Magical Trash, the Peace Pagoda, Block Island, a Demolition Derby, and more recently, the Museum of Printing and Opus 40. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but you get the idea. Yeah, it's really not my nature to sit around the house like this. I like to go out, I like to explore, I like to get lost. I mean, that's my favorite headspace. But we have done a lot in the past, and we're probably going to do a lot more in the future. But right now, we're just going to sit around, recreational lurking, I don't know. Check out this transition though, ready? Check out this great room that we have absolutely no idea what to do with. It's a 3-season room, there's no heat, there's no power outlets, and there's not really enough sun to grow plants. A lot of Victorian houses were built to include rooms like these. They used them for sleeping when it was hot out before air conditioning. But I'm just going to use it to talk to you about my tattoo. But first I gotta get my coffee. Wait here. What, are you checking out stuff in here? This bowling pin, this came out of Willy Bowl. I picked it up after they closed. I had only ever been in there twice, maybe 3 times in my life. I just thought it was a cool thing to have. And these, this frame, this was actually an egg rotator, and they would go inside of incubators. I just filled them up with these glass bottles so that the neighbors can't peek in and watch me making narcissistic videos about myself. This was my grandparents. They used to fill it up when they'd go down clamming.
We used to fill it up when we go down clamming.
Okay, so back to the tattoo. This may not look like much, but it's a very sentimental piece, and it's based on a reoccurring dream I was having. And to remember the feeling that I had in the dream, I would roll up my hair tie up to high up on my forearm like this. And I wore it that way for years before getting it tattooed. I told my friend Avery about the dream. You might remember her from the footbridge. So Avery started wearing her hair tie up here as well, and eventually we decided to get them tattooed together. So the dream took place, I feel like it was long before the English settlers arrived. And it was deep in the woods of what I'm assuming was New England. I came to these woods from the south and I met who I think were the Pequots, but it could have been even before their time. But whoever they were uneasy and totally mistrusting of me until we noticed similar tattoos on our arms. So then I offered them citrus fruits, which they had never seen or eaten before, and the burst of sweetness and vitamin C, it made them euphorically happy, and we became friends. And I think that Avery was one of those natives, and that was the very first time we met in a past life. And that's the story of this tattoo. Yes, making the bed is stupid, but I do it so I don't have the urge to crawl back into bed. If you have anxiety and depression, it's pretty much cranked up to 11 right now. And I've been trying to do a lot just to take care of myself. A lot of supplements, a lot of exercise, I have a lot of creative endeavors that keep me motivated. But you have to do whatever it takes to stay on top of it. You have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of each other. Shit, I can't say that. That's what Jerry Springer used to say. Okay, forget I said all that. I gotta go get the mail, but I gotta try to make this not boring for you by showing you a bunch of artwork along the way. We're gonna start with these two paintings. This is the Adventure Time Treehouse and Pee-wee's Playhouse. And we put these here to kind of inspire us to decorate our own house, but we never really got there. One day. This is the hallway where we put all the artwork we've collected from hosting art shows over the years. So this piece is by my friend Helen Scanlon. She's a painter, a writer, an illustrator, and this was part of an art attack that we hosted, I think it was in 2012 or 2013. But Roxanne was really attached to this, I noticed, so I bought it for her birthday. We had this hanging in our house downstairs when my grandfather lived with us. He didn't like this painting because he kept thinking it was just a horse's ass. That was his perspective. I think it's a beautiful, vibrant painting. This print is from a show that we did with 3 other artists. This is by this guy named Paige. The other 2 artists were Mark Billiker and Stephanie Johnson, but it was a print-themed art show, and I really attached to this rabbit printing. So I bought that one. Actually, no, Paige gave this to me. Roxanne painted this. This is the barn, that old barn that's on 195 in Mansfield. She painted that when she was at Eastern. This is the trains in the Willamette River. This was painted by my friend Meredith. And this is one of my favorite artists, my friend Josh. I don't know why, I just love his style. This piece right here is a drawing by my niece Katie. She drew a picture of me and Roxanne and our old cat Diener. Family is love. She's a really sweet kid. I don't know if you can see this one, but this is not really artwork, it's just something I like. Your future is what you make of it, so make it a good one. This is a movie poster from a film I was in called 1,000 Yard Scare. That was a lot of fun to make. Here's another drawing by my niece Katie of our dearly departed Diener. And then this up here, this is actually not of Diener. It's a vintage painting that we picked up at a flea market. Yeah, I think that's it. Boring, 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 boring. Alright, first up we have a homemade postcard. It's addressed to me, but it reads, Dear Stu, Jimmy the intern's been writing the blurbs at the bottoms of the pages of my desk calendar, and he's not funny. He didn't sign it. This one is from SDF Def. You all know him, right? I don't know if you can see that. It's my friend Shane at the House of 1,000 Corpses. He's the one that made that movie 1,000 Yard Scare. He's a good guy. A couple bits of artwork. Hello Chad and Roxy. Here's some new pics that I drew. Been drawing a lot and trying to teach myself how to play clawhammer banjo. Which has eluded me for years and makes me want to scream naked. Here we have another homemade postcard artwork. I take comfort in knowing that when I look up at the moon at night, you're watching the same moon, and that when you break wind, you're breaking the wind beneath my wings. That's so sweet. Oh, this one is for the figurehead experiment. There's a lot of these graffiti kids, and they send me their stickers, and they want me to send them figurehead stickers in return. The truth is, I have no more figurehead stickers. So, wow, it's actually a good batch of stickers. Alright, I'll get back to that one. Alright, it reads, Yo, how are you in these strange times? How much of our reality relates to your Death Wife movie? I was making a movie called The Death Wife. And it took place 20 years after a pandemic wiped out most of humanity. The movie wasn't about the apocalypse, it was actually about toxic positivity, but then as soon as we started filming, this all happened. So that's what he's referring to. Art imitates life, right? Well, if you do it this summer, maybe I can help. This isolation hasn't had much of an effect on me since, like you, I have hobbies and can keep myself artistically busy endlessly. I have to see you soon, need to recharge my batteries with some old school pal friendship. TZ the rapper, that should be fun. And last but not least, some artwork. It's called Kirk and Spock Farewell. Not much room left, is there? Alright, so I don't normally talk this much in a day, so I'm going to make some tea and a snack, and then after that we can go outside and plant all those vegetables I started, maybe give this video some purpose. Red clover, nettle leaf, meadowsweet, calendula, skullcap, lavender, and chamomile. Oh, and I almost forgot ginkgo biloba. Now, I don't want you to watch me eat. I'm an ugly eater. So take this orange, go outside, and I'll meet you there in just a little bit. You fade out from the kitchen and into the backyard. These are Yukon Gold seed potatoes, and it says to plant the entire mini tuber. Do not cut into smaller pieces. So these are all bush beans. These are all Yukon Gold potatoes. And I have 2 other beds on the other side of the yard. I'm going to put all this other stuff. Oh, hey, look who it is.
Hello, Chad. So you're a gardener now?
Just trying something new, Mayor McCheese.
I see. And how's that movie of yours coming along?
I don't want to talk about it.
Well, I hope your gardening endeavors go better than your filmmaking.
Well, I hope you enjoy living in the yard.
Hey, where are you going? I got no beef with you.
So yeah, these beds are pretty ugly, but hopefully once things start to grow, they won't look so bad. And this is also the area in the yard that gets the most sun. So we got pickling cucumbers, regular cucumbers, carrots, chard, and winter squash, and all along the edge here I planted sunflowers. So this is just an experiment. Any real gardener will tell you I have no idea what I'm doing, but we'll see what happens there. There is something I want to show you over here though. This is no longer a World's Greatest Chad episode. This is now What's in the Hole.
Fill the void that's in your soul. Let's find out what's in the hole.
Hey everybody, want to know what's in this hole? It's this tiny metal pan. I don't know the story behind this tiny metal pan or how long it's been in this wall, but I found it when I was exploring the wall when we first bought the house. I also don't know what possessed me to move this particular rock and look behind it, but I did. And I found this tiny metal pan, and that's what's in this hole.
Let's find out what's in the hole.
I'm just going to quickly share with you the props I've collected for the Death Wife. Gas mask, new panda heads, part of the Death Wife's clothing. Vintage walkie-talkies. We have this bucket full of bones. These actually belong to my friend Brian. He's currently just a pile of skin on his kitchen floor, so I really have to return these. And lastly, this disgusting skull. But I'm not here to show you this. I'm here for something else. We are going to move on to some screen printing, and why? Because living without dead time keeps the sad and scary thoughts away. So I came up with this design, kind of as a fun way to keep my family and friends safe. We gave away the first batch, and they became pretty popular, so now I just have to print a few more. Are you hungry? Because I'm hungry, and Roxanne's gonna be home soon. We should start some dinner. Garam masala, coriander, ground cumin, turmeric, and sea salt. Hello, wife.
Hello, husband.
I've prepared dinner.
Lovely. I will join you momentarily.
So before we eat, I'm going to send you off with a quick song. This was originally by my old band, the Chuck Hestons, but performed now by my new band, the Lawless Devons. Just like the time when Punky Brewster was offered drugs up in her tree fort. What would she do? Would she abuse? What would she choose? And like the time when Uncle Jesse was thrown in jail for brewing moonshine, what would he do? Would Bo and Luke rescue you? Like the time when Pa and Half Pint, they had a run-in with Grizzly. What would they do? Would they get chewed? Would they be food? You know that the good guys